Hi guys, today I'm going to be reviewing the 2010 Chevrolet Captiva LT 2-liter diesel model. So this car has 152 horsepower and 320 Newton meters of torque. So this is the LT model, like I said, and it is almost the base model. In this model there are no heated seats, cool seats, cruise control, dual climate zone and other features which are there in higher models. However, after owning this car for almost 8 years, I feel like this car is a very good car for its price. So, this is a 7-seater car, and so you can fold the back seats down like this. So now let me show you. Now let me fold the middle row seats. So we can either pull this latch and it will just fold like this, or we can pull this other latch or handle and then it will fold and tumble, and it tumbles by itself, so it's very easy to do so. So it can be kept like this, or we can also make it flat if you want to hold more luggage with, in a flat place. So we can just fold this down. However, we have to note that these seats are very heavy, and there is almost no ridge over here, so you can slide things in and out. With the front seats, that's the middle row up, and just these back row down, you get almost 500 liters of boot space in this Captiva. But once you lift these back seats, as you can see, the boot space is pretty small. However, some good things about it, some good neat storage places are on the sides. Once you put the back row down, you have these areas to store stuff, and they are pretty deep. They're there on this side as well. And in this we have some first aid kits and some tools which we get in a leather bag. So that is some. You also have one storage place here where I have just stored some junk. But underneath there are some tools and some tools and all. Now that I've showed you the storage places in this boot, other than the boot itself, let me show you how to fold the back seats. So when they're up like this, you have to pull this lever, and as you can see, the headrest folds down, and then you can just push it. You have to do the same here, and then now they're not locked in place, but they don't move because they're pretty heavy. So from back, an easy way to lift them is just reach for this handle and pull. But then you'll have to put the headrest back by yourself. And let me go to the middle row and show you how to do those as well. And even though I showed you, so to just fold it, you have to just pull this and leave it. And if we want to fold and tumble, then we will have to pull this lever. So we just pull it and it will go up by itself. So now let me show you around this back seats, or the middle row, however you call it. So you have 3 seats, but it's arranged in a 1 to 2. So as you can see here, it's just 1 seat, and on that side it is 2 seats attached. So I've got this passenger seat seated at a position where a normal adult would sit, and I have plenty of knee room, plenty of headroom as well, as you should be able to see. A lot of headroom. I'm not very tall though, so I can't give you a proper information. You know that the room is pretty sufficient. Let me talk about the seats. So they're very comfortable, they're nice and soft and covered in leather, and they cannot be moved around. They cannot be moved front or reclined, so they're fit in place. However, we do have adjustable headrests. To adjust them, you have to press a tiny button. As you can you see those 3 dots? We have to press that tiny button, and we can move it around. I can even slide my legs down under the front seat, so I can stretch my legs a bit. However, when I sit normally, I feel that this part of the seat is a bit low, but it's still very comfortable. You also get in the middle seat, you have a handrest, which has this nice latch which you can pull on, and when you pull on it, you can see it's just a normal handrest with no bottle holders, which I will show you later. And here you can just open it and store something in there. Now let's come to the back side of the center console. So there is no AC for the back seats, but there is one storage compartment and the bottle holder, where this might seem small, but if you put a bottle, it just becomes bigger. You also have nets on both seats and storage in the side of on the door. However, this place is not ideal for holding water bottles. It's just way too small. We have a light, a reading light. Now let me take you to the front seat. So first I'm going to talk about the passenger seat. So as you can see, this is also a very similar chair, and there's enough knee room. So this can be moved front and back, which I think is pretty obvious. And there are no electronic seat controls, but we can recline this part by pulling this. So as you can see, when we pull it, it becomes fully flat like this. So when we pull this lever, it pushes the seat forward. But when we are sitting, we'll have to pull the lever and push our backwards for this to move backwards. Let me try to show you. So let me just place my camera. So this is very front. So you may not be able to see, I'm pulling it right now and pushing back, and I can recline. So in the front seat, we have these door side storage areas which have been shaped to hold a water bottle. That's cool. And when I close the door, as you can see from here, all along till here, till there, and till there is wood and that follows on to the back also. So even though the bottom half below this line is mostly hard plastic, but here it's like a soft touch, almost leather. And here where you would put your arm, it's leather, but then below that it's hard plastic. However, up here we have like soft touch material. Even the whole of the dashboard is this soft touch material, except here. Even here it's soft touch. And almost wherever you put your hand, more like your elbow, is soft. Even the handrest is, or the glove box is leather and is soft. So now let's look at the glove box. So sorry for the mess, but it's a pretty big area. It's big enough to hold all the stuff, and I can even put like 2-3 books on top. However, since this car is almost like 12 to 13 years old, this is sometimes malfunctioning. See, if I pull it, it doesn't come. I have to pull and push for it to open. However, that's acceptable because it's very old. So now let me talk about the storage up here, up front. So like I already mentioned, we have storage on the side of the door, in the glove box. Then we have some storage over here. Storage over here. So here we have two more bottle holders. So if you have a bigger bottle, these do fold in. You have a small storage compartment here. Storage in here, and it's pretty deep. It's not very deep, but it's deep enough. Then we have the sunglasses holder. We have the glove box, which is a pretty deep area, like very deep. And on top of that, we have another small area. So in the same glove box, here we have a big area, and here we have a small area. And this can also be pulled forward by pulling a lever. There are two of them. This one being for the big glove box, this one being for the small glove box. And then we have to pull this front to make it a longer hand rest. So now here on the driver's side, we have more storage there. We have a small storage compartment here. We have a card holder, and that's pretty much it on the driver's side. So now let me talk about the driver's seat, which obviously has way more features. So this is electrically controlled. As you can see, it's pretty simple. So we can electrically recline, electrically move forwards and backwards. We can even move the whole seat up, or we can move like the front part up or down, or only the back part up or down. Let me show you. So as you can see, it's like this, and I'm just lifting the front part up. Now I'm going to lift the back part up, and now I'm putting it down, and I'm putting the front down as well. So that's cool. And now we also have a controller for the lumbar support. So when I twist this forward, it sort of puffs up, if you are able to see, and if I twist it backwards, it goes back in. So now let me talk about the center control stack. So first of all, up here we have a small screen which shows like all the mileage, the amount of distance left, the temperature outside, and about the AC stuff and all of that. And this is a clock, a digital clock. And then here we have our MP3 CD radio player, which is also a screen. And so we have some blank buttons here, but in the higher models like LTX, these are not blank, like these lack for heated and cooling seats and all of that. And then here we have the hazard lights. So we have dials for volume control, temperature and fan speed, pretty obvious. We also have a CD player in here. That's pretty much it. So this is a manual version of the car. So this is the gear. And this is how the handbrake looks. I think it looks pretty nice. And even over here, it's soft touch material. Go to the back row, and let me show you how to get in. So you'll have to open the back door, and then we can just pull this, like I said, and then get in to the back seats. So let me just fold these headrests up, and then we'll have to be a bit careful here, but we'll have to pull this back down and pull the seat back up, which is pretty tough. That's one disadvantage. That's pretty tough to do. Back here, it's obviously not made for adults. The seats are very low. So it's almost like I'm doing a squat. And the leg room is not enough. And if you're able to see, my legs are at the level of almost my chest. So obviously it's only made for kids, like small kids. I can sit here, but not for long journeys. There's also another seat there. And back here there's nothing much. We have a small cup holder over there. There's nothing. However, we don't have adjustable headrests as well either, and the only way to put them down now is by folding the seat. However, otherwise it's pretty good here. The headroom is also good because it does not slope. It's just like almost flat. There's just a small bump here, but that barely does anything. Now, as I told, getting in and out is very hard to do with one person. And for now, I know I can pull this and make it go. Or how I prefer it is just to make it flat and then climb over. So I'm gonna have to push this, and then it's good enough to go up. So I think getting out is actually easier than getting in. So now, at the end of the video, let me just talk about my top 5 favorite features of this Chevrolet Captiva. So, first of all, this has a lot of torque. Like I said, 320 Newton meters, and that kicks in at just 2000 RPM. So overtaking is very easy. It speeds up very fast, or faster than other cars in this price range. Secondly, the ride is a very smooth, especially when you increase the speed. That is, when you go faster, the ride becomes even more comfy, and it almost feels like you're flying, because as you go faster, the suspension raises up to make it more safe and comfortable. However, that does reduce the performance a bit, but that's not the main focus of this car. And thirdly, it is very practical. There's a lot of storage places. It's very roomy. Fourthly, for this price range, the materials seem very high quality. That's another thing I like. Lastly, there is like a mini window for the boot. So if I press this button and then I go around to the back, just this part lifts up. So if you're just putting small stuff in, you don't need to open the whole boot. You can just throw this in, or if people sitting in the back row want some fresh air, they can open this. So that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe to my channel and share this video. Also do like it if you liked it, and dislike it if you did not like it, and please comment on if you like this car and how I could have improved. The end.